Hello everyone, welcome to the discussion of the headlines of the day from the Hindu edition dated March 31, 2022. This is coming from the subject of General Studies paper 1 from the topic of society. The headline says that deviancy amplification. You need to understand that what are deviancy amplification and the theory of labeling. Next, take a look on page number 1. We are starting with the discussion of the headlines relevant to GS paper 2. This is coming from the topic of international groupings. The headline says that Modi moots free trade agreement for BIMSTEC. Now understand what are the important outcomes of the recent BIMSTEC summit. Know about BIMSTEC, its members, purpose, area of cooperation, and its significance for India. The challenges related to it, issues, and also the way forward. Now next, take a look on page number 1 and 9. The first headline says that working hard to help Sri Lanka, says Jaishankar. The second headline says that explaining Sri Lanka's economic crisis. Now, from this, you need to analyze that what are the recent bilateral pacts signed between India and Sri Lanka. Why is Sri Lanka facing its worst economic crisis in decades? Causes of current crisis and document the roles of different groups and organizations in its making, and also the initiatives taken by India to help Sri Lanka during the time of crisis. Next, take a look on page number 3 from the topic of government policies and interventions. You'll see the headline which says that social media platforms must be held accountable, says the Centre to High Court. Now understand that why must social media platforms be held accountable for subjugating and supplanting fundamental rights like the right to freedom of speech and expression. Next, please make a note of the consequences for the democratic nations and government initiatives for deciding social media platforms' accountability and what more needs to be done in this particular context. Next, take a look on page number 8. The headline says that a parliamentary bill the ICAI needs to take note of. Now understand that what are the major features of the Chartered Accountants, the Cost and Work Accountants, and the Company Secretaries Amendment Bill 2021. Understand that what key changes does it propose and also the objectives and what lies ahead. Next, take a look on page number 8 again from the topic of polity and governance. The headline says that identity and privacy. Understand that what is the Criminal Procedure Identification Bill of the year 2022, what are the government's objectives and what concerns does this raise, and also the way forward. Next, take a look on page number 10 from the topic of polity and governance. The headline says that the Assam Meghalaya boundary dispute resolution. Now from this, understand that how the boundary disputes start actually, and how did the two governments go about handling the issue, and how did the two states reach on the agreement, and moreover, will it help to solve other border rows in the northeastern region. Now next, take a look on page number 10. The headline says that the Facebook cleanup attempt on political messaging. Now you need to understand that how is Meta planning to moderate its content to deal with misinformation and fake accounts? What are the new rules for advertisers on the site? And next, how has India's authorities checked Facebook's alleged lack of accountability? Now next, we move forward to the discussion of headlines relevant to GS paper 3. Take a look on page number 6 from the topic of science and tech. The headline says that ISRO to set up tracking of space debris. Now understand what are the hazards and risks associated with space debris and the significance of Project Network for Space Objects Tracking and Analysis, NETRA, in this particular context. Next, take a look on page number 8 from the topic of economy. The headline says that India's food response as Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam. Now understand that why is global hunger on the rise and what is the global burden of malnutrition, World Food Programme WFP's role and the importance of access to food in maintaining peace, and how India has made the major progress in addressing hunger and malnutrition. And next, also note about the initiatives of India towards a self-sufficiency in food production during the crisis, India's recent and ongoing humanitarian food assistance to Afghanistan and other countries, and how the World Food Programme and India can leverage their partnership to contribute to the addressing food emergencies. Next, take a look on page number 15 from the topic of science and technology. The headline says that Russian US ISS space travelers return to Earth. Now understand and learn the facts related to the International Space Station. Well, that's all for today's edition of the Hindu headlines discussion. You guys take care, keep smiling. Thank you so much.